Hey guys, Joe Pye here, Austin, Texas. Welcome back to the channel. Today's build, a miniature workshop model. I did not even know that Stirlingkit offered this model. This is a really cool little build here. It's a drill press and a pedestal grinder and a street lamp on the corner. As well as most of the Stirlingkit's models, it is thoughtfully packed for the distance. And look at this little thing. This is just too cool for words. I really like the way that looks, and very simple. I didn't take it apart to see how it works, but very simple. Pedestal grinder is actually stones, and yeah, the green one runs out a little bit. The pink one is nice and tight, but the eccentricity of the green one is obvious. Street light, bunch of pulleys, electrical switches. I just can't get enough of this thing. That is just, even by itself, it would be a great little addition to your desk or your shelf. Instructions, as usual, well illustrated, clearly detailed. Each step is kept to a minimum of pieces. It does give you 3 drive belts for this thing if there's a way to drive it. But adding those to your model, that is entirely up to you at this point. But they are included in the kit. First step, pretty simple. Drill press, pedestal grinder, and the lamp base attached to the base. I just love the way they nest this stuff in there. That's incredibly well packed. I also like to go to the corners of these bases and check the welds in the finish. Who's ever finishing these things is really taking their time, or else they've done a million of them. And all the threads are nice and clean too after the powder coat. I don't know if they chase these out after the fact or they've just got it figured out, but these kits go together absolutely flawlessly. Back to the first step, I'm not going to bore you with actually screwing these things down. There's no point in that. We'll take a look at the illustration, gather up the parts, make sure you grab the correct length screws, screw it down. This is what it looks like after step 1. And the drive pulley for the pedestal grinder is already installed with it, so that's not something you have to worry about. Just don't make the mistake of looping it around the lamp base when you install the lamp. The on-off switch for the lamp goes right by the 2 little ports. The little rectangular ports in the base are for the wires to pass through. And you just match the color of the wires, red to red, black to black. Doesn't matter what side of the switch they're on, so long as one side is the battery and the other side is the light. Very easy to do. And you'll see right there on the left side of the screen, I've got the O-ring wrapped around the pedestal base. It is elastic enough to stretch up and over if you have to, but just try to avoid doing that. Now this is the battery holder. 2 AA batteries power the light. And I got to say, I wasn't real pleased with having to lay this model on its side and rest, put pressure on those components on the top. So if you want to locate where this goes initially and install it before you ever put anything on the top, I think that'd be the best way to go. So make a mental note of that. Feed the wires through, connect them to the switch, dress them up accordingly, red to red, black to black. Very simple installation. Next part of the assembly is the uprights. Ultimately 4 screws initially, 6 screws total, 2 holding it down. The large laser cut uprights are tabbed on the bottom so that they engage slots on the base. And the brass rods connect the 2, the hex rods connect the 2 uprights. Short screws for the end, long screws for the middle. Don't mess this up. Assemble the whole thing, leave it loose. Make sure that you rotate these little hex rods so that the screw holes are vertical, and press down when you tighten up the screws on the end. This will keep everything nice and flat to the base and prevent the brass from bowing when you tighten it down. A little bit longer screw used for the center. Just 2 of them, and because of the tabs on the end and the 2 screws in the center, this is a very solid setup right here. Surprisingly solid for only being 2 screws. One additional support rod goes across the center using 2 of the shorter screws as well. And for this particular step, I used 2 Allen keys, one coming in from both ends, so that as you tighten down one screw, the rod doesn't move. And if you tighten them in opposing directions, yeah, it's nice and solid. Rock solid. A step not included in the instructions is to put the grub screws in all the pulleys. I just decided why not. It's easier to keep track of them if they're installed. Flange bearings, 1 on each side. The shaft that goes in here has a small O-ring or a small C-clip on the one end. Make sure that comes in from the left side of your screen. And these particular pulleys, it really doesn't matter what side the grub screw is on, the set screw is on. Put an O-ring over the shaft, grab the O-ring from the pedestal grinder and put that over the shaft as well. You can clean up this mess in a second as soon as the shaft is secured. Push it through, make sure everything's seated. Grab the pulley on the end, make sure that the long side is towards the standoff, and align the set screw with the flat on the shaft. I always oscillate the shaft a little bit as I'm tightening down the set screw so I know I'm right where I need to be. You want the belts nice and parallel to each other and perpendicular to the shaft and the pulleys. So take your time with this step right here. There are no flats on the shaft to help you align the pulleys on this step. So don't tighten it down until you know that the belts are square to that drive shaft. You can see that one's nice and straight. And the other one, the way it looks out of skew right there, that's just a camera angle. I did not torque down real heavy on these. I didn't want to mar the shaft. And once I knew everything was good, I gave it a little bit more pressure. And you can see the drill turns now. There's a little bit of run out on that drill. I didn't take it apart to see exactly how it was engaged in that chuck. Two more flange bearings go on the bottom. This is the drive mechanism that should you decide to connect this to something in the future to drive the drill press. This is the shaft where the belts will be connected. A little bit of a burr on the end here, the flat from the milling, so it was a little tough pushing that through the bearing, but it must have been a feather-sized burr, so off it went. I did not put the pulleys or the belts on right now, because if this is a static display, you don't want it sitting there looking like it's broken. Leave the belts off. Large side of the final pulley up against the flange on the bearing. Orient the set screw. Make sure everything is seated. Tighten it down. Simply snug this one up. There's no pressure on it right now. There's no rotational resistance on it, so off you go. And it spins free, incredibly free. This belt translates the drive energy to the upper shaft, and the upper shaft to the drill press and the pedestal grinder. And basically, that's it. Okay, guys, once your kit is all put together, your source of propulsion for this little shop is completely up to you. And I'm just going to shift the camera here for a second. Show you the 3 belts in the back that during the actual video were unpopulated, that bottom pulley. I'm going to show you what I've what I've elected to drive mine. And here's the big reveal. So are you ready for this? Drum roll, please. Boom. It is the steam mill engine assembled in the previous video. Now, how's that for a kit? This particular combination of models here is the reason that I agreed to do these review videos for this unit and for this unit. I just thought the fact that they had planned far enough ahead to put a 3-wheel pulley on the other side of the flywheel here. Let's spin that around, get a better look at it. And use this steam engine to drive this little machine shop. Well, that was just too cool to pass up. Gotta love it. That is a beautiful model. Little known fact, if you go to the Stirlingkit website and you pick on a product, at the bottom of the page of that product, it'll say frequently purchased together. And that is a suggestion for, hey, this might look good with that. And this was one of those frequently purchased together suggestions. And like most of the Stirlingkit items that I represent on this channel, there is a discount code associated with any purchase you may make linked directly to this video. So hit the product description links in the video description, and you should get a discount when you check out. Yeah, and strictly because this is going to be a static model on my shelf, I've elected not to run this on steam. I don't feel like cleaning it. I don't want to see any rust anywhere. I don't want it dripping on my shelf. So it is hooked up to a compressor right now, running on air, just to give you a visual of how everything looks when it's moving. And it's just hypnotic to watch this thing go. The flyball governor, the lights, the pulleys, the combination of colors. And it is a 3-speed drill press. There are step pulleys on the top of the drill press. I've got it cranked up on the top to the highest drive RPM. And we're going to crank up the air pressure here in a second, get that drill going a little bit faster, and push it through a piece of wood. There's about 1/4 of an inch, about 6 millimeters worth of travel on this drill press. I don't know if that's by design or there's something else going on, but I wasn't going to push it. This is about a 1.5 millimeter diameter, 16th inch diameter drill. And these are paint stirrers just to test it. Definitely works. Well, guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this build. Actually, the two builds, because they certainly do go together. And that is officially all I got for you. I'll give you a little bit closer look here. And this drill press, I tell you, I could just have this little drill press sitting in the corner of my desk and be just perfectly happy without all this other happiness going on. But if you want to display this little machine shop static, just don't put the belts on, because it does come with the 3 belts. Just leave them somewhere and maybe tape them to the bottom of the display base in case you ever decide to upgrade, and stretch it out like this thing right here. This is a beautiful model once again. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Thank you for spending some of your time with me today. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're well, happy, and safe. All the above. I am Joe Pye in Austin, Texas. I'm out.